Hello there, everybody. How are you all doing today? It's time we continue our E3 journey. I was gonna say finishing out 2011, but I think we still have like some show floor we can do actually,
Yeah.
which is pretty nice. Not gonna lie. Uh, Gonna be doing Nintendo's press conference. I see they have an orchestra already, so it's not pop music straight away. Maybe it could be well-known music. It depends if they play like the one from every trailer around this time known to man.
I mean, it's probably a collection of Nintendo music. I mean, I don't remember if we're gonna see Skyward Sword again, because I know that comes out later this year, so it might be a Zelda thing.
Could be.
But could also just be a Mario thing, too.
Could also just be a Mario thing. Yeah, I guess we'll have to see. Maybe we can name the song. I guess we'll have to see. Might be kind of fun. So yeah, so this one is uploaded by GameSpot. Figure it was just the best place to do it since it's official, technically.
Yeah.
Alright, are you ready?
Yeah.
Not familiar so far, but I do see Zelda, so it's probably a song from Skyward Sword.
I mean, this is probably just like the menu theme or the song that plays at the beginning.
Oh, is it gonna be like a medley?
Yeah, this might be a Zelda anniversary thing.
Maybe. Because, yeah, this is definitely like... Okay, I think it's taking us to a medley. Now, will we see Zelda for CDI? I see Zelda 2.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo is just like, no, the CDI games don't exist.
I mean, yeah, basically.
Link to the Past, okay.
The Golden Child. Besides Ocarina, of course.
I really should play Link to the Past. I've heard so many good things. There's Ocarina.
Same, yeah, it's Ocarina. So we did skip over the CDI game. I guess it's not like a main title. Maybe they're only showing main titles.
Oh, they skipped over Majora.
Either. Yeah, so they're only showing like quote-unquote mainline titles, I guess, and not the spin-offs.
I guess that makes sense, because we didn't see Story of Season or Ages either.
Yeah.
Oh, Twilight Princess. I like that one guy in the front just like trying to sneak around the stage.
Is he? Oh yeah, right there. I guess trying to get a better angle.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Ganondorf.
Do you think they'd ever have a Zelda game where Ganon's not like the main protagonist or antagonist? I mean.
I believe they have actually. Did you say mainline Zelda game?
Well, just a Zelda game in general.
I mean, I think they have because I think they've had Vati as antagonist, where Ganon wasn't involved. I'm pretty sure. But
okay.
I think that was for someone more so like the spin-offs.
Okay, I don't remember Vati, so it's probably from a Zelda game I haven't played.
I mean, probably. Like, I think he was in a couple. I want to say he may have been... like, the one of... See, I don't remember. I want to say, like, he was maybe one of the antagonists for, Link to the Past.
Oh, okay.
But then I think at the end it's like... Yeah, and I'm not gonna count this as a spoiler, because it's Zelda, right? You gotta kind of expect some of this stuff. Where it's like, oh no, Ganon is actually alive again, or something like that. Right? But, like, I think they save it for, like, right at the end. I don't remember. Funny. I could be completely wrong. But...
Okay.
So this is the remaster, I believe. Oh. Would that be correct? Because you played it.
Yeah, I guess it might be, but they haven't announced that yet, because I think it comes out in 2012 or 2013. So maybe they're going to announce it here?
I mean, maybe this is the reveal. Or, to be fair, they could have talked about it before at, like, one of the other game shows that usually happen around this point, like Tokyo Game Show in particular.
Yeah.
So it could have been announced there, but they're showing off more here. I wouldn't be surprised.
Because, yeah, this definitely looks like the 3D remaster rather than just the base Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
That is a good version of the game. I do enjoy playing it on my 3DS that way.
I was kind of curious when Ocarina on 3DS did come out. 320. Well, it does say 2011.
Oh, really? I thought it was later than that. I guess maybe I'm thinking it's later than that because when I got my 3DS, I got like the Ocarina of Time 3DS collection.
Welcome the
I mean, probably.
of the Legend of Zelda.
That probably came out like a year or so later.
Yeah, it came out June 2011. So it would have came out actually the same month, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I must have just got mine like the year after that because I think I got my 3DS in 2012 or 2013, something like that.
Hello everyone and welcome. Zelda. Bring back memories. Okay. I'd like to ask
I bet.
Mr. Toynen from Nintendo of America.
Yeah, I could see someone like Miyamoto having a lot of like memories associated with Zelda. In particular, where it's like, I don't know, considering like he made a lot of these early games like when he was like a kid, right? Where he's like, oh, you know, I did this when I was a kid. And I used to pretend this when I was younger, and I turned it into a game later. Like, so I could see him having a lot of memories with Zelda in particular.
It's the 25th anniversary.
Well, yeah, and not even just that. Like they said, it's the 25th anniversary. You just gotta look back and be like, wow, I did this when I was just basically brand new to the workforce.
Yeah.
Constantly evolve with each new hardware system.
この音楽も進化してきましたね。
And so has the music.
曲の最後の方に演奏されたの
Now,
は
the
今度
song
の
that you
スカイ
heard
ウォ
at
ー
the
ズ
end
の
of the
テーマなん
piece
ですけど
performed by the orchestra today
今毎日
was
仕
the
事で
theme
僕はずっ
song
と
for
聴い
The
てるん
Legend
で
of
す
Zelda Skyward Sword. I'm used to hearing it at work every day now, but to hear it performed by an orchestra like
すごい
this
ねこう響きますね
in a hall like this is exhilarating.
ゼルダの伝説にはねこの音楽が欠かせなくて
Now, music is an indispensable piece of The Legend of Zelda.
True.
The feelings you get when you solve a puzzle or open a treasure chest or
Also
are
true.
helped by a fairy are in part created.
I mean, yeah, I'd say the music is one of the more important aspects of Zelda, at least in my opinion.
And of course, Link has often used a musical instrument as an important
They
item
broke it.
of his quests.
あ
That's actually really funny. What happened there? Did Switchword guy like fall over and like hit a bunch of buttons?
Use a musical instrument as an important
I
item.
don't know, maybe it was like a loose connection or something.
Maybe. Maybe he like tripped over the cable and oh shit, and then went to like plug it back in.
Here today, a very talented one.
I mean, if that's the case, he plugged it back in pretty early, pretty quickly.
Live for us.
I mean, at this point, Switchword guy's been at this for like what,
Okay.
almost 20 years.
Let's start simple with the.
I'm
Yeah, but
I'm
you're
gonna
assuming it's the same guy.
I'm gonna headcanon that it's been the same guy this whole time.
That'd be funny.
Nice.
That feels nice.
はいいいですねじゃあ次はね宝箱開けてみましょう
Next, how about opening a treasure chest?
アイテムゲットですね
Getting an item.
Item get to.
It sounds a little weird on the orchestra instruments.
A little bit.
Sure, let's try something.
They also didn't do the build-up.
How about the
No.
melody from a fairy's fountain?
Classic. I was gonna say that this is more orchestra music right there.
Yeah.
More than doing like a sound effect, essentially.
See, I would love to see the sheet music for like the sound effects because it's probably literally like 3 or 4 bars of notes.
Maybe we should do
Probably.
it one last time.
今度はねしっかりね
This one with the full orchestra. Getting an item.
There you go. Oh. Uh-oh. They made a mistake.
Oh.
アイテムゲットですね
They had to work up to it, I guess.
Yeah, some of them got a little confused. They were doing the fairy music.
Very nice.
そうですねはい
I kind of want to see like their reaction when they were making a mistake, though. It looked like Miyamoto was very confused. He's like, yeah, wait a minute. See, once again, Nintendo just kind of really good at playing off the mistake, right? They just kind of rolled with it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
See, now it'd be funny if they put an Easter egg in Skyward Sword where they had like a chest inside of the fairy fountain to reference this.
That would be pretty good.
I know they probably never do that, but
Remembering these
you know.
simple 8-bit Zelda tunes in this age of high-end game machines.
Or you open up a chest and you get a fairy in a bottle.
Oh, yeah.
So, for the 25th anniversary, we have prepared a Zelda game for each of our hardware systems. First off, although the Nintendo eShop launched only yesterday for Nintendo 3DS,
Oh wow.
starting today,
Dude, that's so sad. The eShop just closed earlier this year.
the Game Boy Color Virtual Console lineup
Man. Is that?
was the first
Hold on.
Link's Awakening.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I thought I heard, like,
Starting
an
today,
audio thing.
The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening will be available as the first title in the Game Boy Color Virtual Console lineup.
Weird. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't it. Wait. I'm sorry. I was having some issues with one of my virtual cables earlier. So, like, you know, if I'm hearing, like now I'm kind of like, okay, I'm hearing, like, is that weird sound from that? Is it from something else? I think it's from the video itself.
First title in the Game Boy Color Virtual Console lineup.
Yeah, that was from the stream. Okay.
So you'll be able to download it.
It was hard to tell, because, like I said, I don't know if it's breaking somehow.
By day's end.
But yeah, I guess it's kind of topical then that we're doing this, right? Because like you said, it closed down like earlier this year. Had a good run.
The most unbridled
It did.
of any game in the series.
Still going, technically, if you count the Switch, even if it is a bit more of a gutted version, from what I understand.
Of Zelda gameplay.
Oh, I hate the Switch version, man. It sucks.
And then starting
Not that the 3DS and the Wii U later on were really much better, but it's just like, oh, the Switch one is so laggy and there's so much junk on the shop.
around the world. So now that it's on Nintendo 3DS, the frame rate has been improved,
I wonder if they're going to announce Majora 3D here.
and it feels great.
Uh,
Sense of realism.
I don't think so, because I think that comes a couple years later.
Really?
I think it released in like 2014, yeah.
First time, we've included hint movies to help you along the way if you need it. And for those of you who have played the game in the past, we have included the mirrored Legend of Zelda Master Quest mode. And we've also added a boss challenge mode. Next up, we have coming in September on Nintendo DSi, the 4-player cooperative Legend of Zelda 4 Swords.
Oh, Four Swords?
We're going to make available to all of you as a free download.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's how I got mine on my 3DS.
So because this is a 4-player Zelda game, we hope you will gather all of your friends together.
I never found anyone to play
And
with.
then finally, Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
This will be out worldwide this holiday season for Wii. It's finally done. Now the game is going to use Wii Motion Plus to swing your sword, and it's also going to help make using items like the bow and arrow simpler. And so, in honor of this, we're going to create a special gold Wii remote that will also be available.
Oh yeah, that came with the game.
Huh.
promotion
That's kind of cool.
I
of
ne-
the game.
Yeah, I never got that one, but it's pretty cool.
Now, I'm playing Skyward Sword at work every day, and it really feels as if I'm the one that's fighting all of those battles. Perhaps you've noticed, but I feel like my arm's gotten a little stronger. It's great exercise.
Hey, I mean, if you want a good exercise, you could get like some weighted bands, put them on your arm, and then play Skyward Sword.
Yeah, true.
And I think that we're going to be
Not a
able
bad
to
idea,
give you the most
actually.
satisfying Zelda
Yeah.
experience.
Or you know, get like a prop sword, like Wii peripheral that attaches to your remote.
And then, of course, because these are games, they have many elements that I think you need to play yourself to truly understand. So I hope you'll all play both The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D and Skyward Sword on the show floor this week.
よろしく遊んでってくださいね。
Please play it.
今日はオーケストラの皆さんがね、
Now, we also have an orchestra here today.
僕ら25周年を記念してね、
So, in honor of the 25th anniversary, we'd like to announce that we're going to be holding the Legend of Zelda 25th Anniversary Symphony concerts in each region around the world.
I do remember this.
Yeah, I remember hearing about it. I don't think I ever listened to a lot of the songs, so they did eventually
Let's
come
give a big
online
round of
later,
applause to
but
our orchestra today, who's
I
done
mean,
a
I imagine it would have been an
fantastic
interesting
job.
experience.
はい。そしてこのコンサートを世界中で
So,
開くことになりま
we'll
す。
be holding these concerts in each region.
はい。詳しいスケジュールまた
They'll be happening in the
連絡いたし
fall,
ますけども
and you can look forward to more announcements from Japan, the US, and Europe about the specific dates.
それからこのオーケストラにちなんで我々2つ CD を準備しました。
Additionally, we're preparing 2 music CDs.
で一つは時のオカリナのオ
The
リジナル
first
サウンド
is
トラック。
the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D official soundtrack.
でこれは時のオカリナを
Oh, that's pretty cool
Going
art.
to be made available
That is.
as a gift
Uh,
to those who are among the
Yeah, it's
first
like
legends of the game
some of
to play Nintendo.
the. I don't know if it's concept art, but I know it's some of like the key art maybe that they had in at least
Yeah.
some of the guides. I
It's going to
think.
be based on the Legend of Zelda 25th
Yeah,
Anniversary
I
Symphony
mean, it makes
concerts,
sense.
でこれをスカイウォードの
and will be
販売の
used in
時の
conjunction with the
準備
release
しま
of
すので
Skyward
皆さん
Sword.
楽しみにしてください。
So you can look forward to that as well.
他にもねいくつかプランを考えてるんですけど、またそれは順
We're
次
also planning a number of other events and activities to celebrate the 25th anniversary beyond these, so you can look forward to more announcements later this year.
はい。でこの25年間
So, for the last 25 years, the Legend of Zelda series has been supported by an incredibly large development team.
任天堂の中だけでももう200
Just
人を超え
internally
る
within
メンバー
Nintendo,
が
over 200 people have worked directly on the series.
僕はやっぱりそのメンバーに恵まれて本当に
And
幸せでした。
I have been truly honored to be able to work with such talented people.
で今日ね
Honestly, I wonder what the number would be now, because 200 really isn't a lot, and like if you think about it, I wouldn't be surprised if that's like the size of the team that made Breath of the Wild.
手塚さんはねもう
First
スーパー
It could be.
Takashi Tezuka.
Very well could be.
仕事をしてます。だから小泉さんは
And I've worked with Takashi Tezuka on the Super Mario and Zelda
時のオ
series.
カリナを作ったり
Next is Yoshiaki Koizumi, who I worked with on Super Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, and more recently on the Super Mario Galaxy series.
でこの青沼さんはねもう
And I
皆さん
think
ご存知
perhaps you all know Eiji Aonuma, who is
Mhm.
the producer of the Legend of Zelda series.
Huh.
はい。ただねやっぱり一番大事なのは世界
But
中でこのゲ
what's
ームを
most
遊んでくれた
important
皆さ
in
ん、
all of this are all of the fans who have played the Legend of Zelda over the years.
ね、遊んでくれる皆さんもですね
So all of you who have been playing and supporting the series,
皆さんに感謝
we
し
would like
て
to thank
このコーナー終わることに
to
したいと
end
思います
this section of our presentation.
どうもありがとうございます
Thank you very much.
Very nice. Yeah, I do need to play more Zelda games.
I do too.
Ladies and
Nice.
gentlemen, please welcome
okay.
Nintendo's global president, Satoru Iwata.
His loud, sultry voice.
Yeah, right? Ah, nice. Got a water coming out to a funky Mario song.
Good morning.
Yeah.
When we launched Nintendo DS and Wii over the last several years, we stated a goal of expanding the gaming population. And today, we have seen changes in who play, where we play, and most importantly, how we play. The boundaries that once divided players by age group or personality or even by gender are starting to be erased.
Yeah, no more girl games.
I mean, yeah,
Other boundaries still
thankfully.
exist in how game systems are defined. some hardware is seen as appropriate for only the most active, passionate players.
Yeah, I would be kind of curious to see, like, nowadays, if there is, like, a bit of a, not like a gender divide, but, like, if certain genders gravitate towards certain games. Because I'm pretty sure before it was girls did tend to gravitate towards, like,
Is a game platform that
more puzzly kind of games, I want to say. I could be wrong.
all players.
Yeah, no, I think that's right.
Yet,
So I'd be kind of
Well, yeah,
curious,
I
like, where it stands now. Yes, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I think it still exists to an extent. Like, a lot of girls generally like life sim games or, like, farming games. More casual games, for lack of a better phrase.
deeper
And I think men are generally more into shooters and competitive games in general.
I could see it.
I don't have any stats to back it up, but that, in my experience, like, looking on Reddit and talking with people, that's what it seems to be.
Offer wider appeal to gamers, wider even than for Wii. And as you will begin to understand this week, it will let everyone see games in a different way. We are going to leave the full details for a little later this morning. But I wanted you to understand that for Nintendo, the goal of innovation is to serve every player, even though each brings to video games an individual appetite, a personal passion, and a distinct gaming history. I believe our new platform represents a major step toward reaching our goal. However, our new home console is a product to look forward to next year. This year,
So this would be the
there
Wii U
are
then.
all new experiences coming
Yeah,
from
I think so.
Nintendo 3DS. And several of the franchises you know so well are moving into 3D.
Mario Kart 7.
I suppose. Yo, E3D's coming right at us.
Yeah. I wonder if they're also wearing 3D glasses like the Sony guys were.
I don't know. If they are, they haven't called attention to it.
Yeah.
Star Fox.
I really
Maybe
need
one
to
day we'll see
play
you
this
again.
remake. Yeah.
Which one was that? Is it a remake?
Star Fox 64 3D.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it came out on 3DS. It's a remake of the original 64 game.
Huh, okay.
And this is Super Mario 3D Land.
Yeah.
Oh, Kid Icarus? Okay.
Is this the same one we saw last year? Or would this be different?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe one day Pit'll come back again.
I would love it if they tried to make another one.
Luigi's
Mansion
Mansion.
Dark Moon?
This one, I remember seeing... I never played Dark Moon because I never had a 3DS. But I was pretty hyped for it because I'm like, oh, new Luigi's Mansion! Because I love the original Luigi's Mansion. Love it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that this came out when it did, because, like, this is basically 10 years after the original one, right?
Yeah. Okay, I do
Okay,
not
no
see people
3D
wearing
glasses.
glasses.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the president of Nintendo of America.
I guess their
Reggie
whole shtick,
Fils-Aimé.
though, is that it's 3D without glasses, so it would make sense for them to have it.
That is true.
Look, we hear you. You want what you've always wanted, but you also want something new.
Yeah,
You want to play.
that's how people be.
Things to look like they always
Yeah.
have, but you want the buzz of the new. You want comfortable, and
And it's kind of like that one Simpsons episode we saw recently where it's like, so you want something new and different, but you also want things to stay the same and almost exactly as it was. And it's like, yeah.
That kind of stuff is the exact reason why we have so many like Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah.
With our new home console, this is exactly what we're also aiming for with Nintendo 3DS. And that's coming in
See, it's really funny, but now that I'm thinking about that, I just imagine showing people in theaters like Fast and Furious 10 when the first one came out. People would just look at that movie and laugh at it, say it's ridiculous.
Potentially.
From what I understand, I haven't seen them, but
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe I saw the first one, but I've not actually seen a Fast and Furious movie, so I couldn't really say.
The only one I saw was Tokyo Drift, but I heard with like the last few, but like 10 in particular, they kind of get really over the top.
I could believe it.
It's the game you've enjoyed for years, but now it's a tricked out version you haven't driven before.
Good old angry Luigi.
Well, yeah. I don't know if he's as angry in this one. I think it was Mario Kart 8 where the meme kind of came to be a thing.
I believe that is the case.
But yeah, Mario Kart 7 is a great addition to Mario Kart. It has a really good set of tracks. A lot of good characters. They had the whole glider mechanic and the gravity mechanic that was new in this game.
Okay. And that stuck around for sure, so people must have liked it enough.
Yeah. Like, I didn't play it as much as Mario Kart DS, but I will say it was a really good version of the game.
Nice. Slap those big wheels on. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I see they're only showing a very basic part list in this trailer.
Seems so.
Because I know there's quite a few different parts you can get, but they're probably keeping a lot of those secret.
This entirely new Mario Kart races into the stores this holiday season.
Like they didn't give it like a number or anything. Just Mario Kart.
Nintendo created a video game.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because that does become Mario Kart 7, so I'm kind of curious on when they would have added the 7 moniker.
Star Fox is back, and with Nintendo 3DS, this time the 3D is entirely real. When Fox jumps back into the cockpit,
I do love Star Fox 64. I mean, I can't say anything about the remake, but the OG I really like. Talked to Megan about this before. Probably talked about it on stream at some point. Excuse me. I used to play this game a lot.
Yeah.
Like I got really good at it.
Yeah, well, you definitely should try the remake sometime. I've heard it's really good. I just never got around to playing it, because I do have it. Oh. Okay, I didn't remember this. That's funny.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I'd want to do that.
Every reaction, whether they're on your tail or you're on theirs.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, I don't know how the online was for this. I didn't even know it had an online mode, to be honest.
It'll all be there for you to watch. Soaring and Banking in Real 3D arrives in U.S. stores this September. Next, if it's true that software sells hardware, then it's also true that no franchise has sold more systems than Mario. So get ready.
I mean, yeah, probably.
To Nintendo 3DS.
I mean, yeah.
It's true that tens of millions.
So he's had so many big, like, games that have come out on various systems.
But this is the first 3D Mario adventure created from scratch for a portable system. And once you've played Super Mario 3D, I think you'll agree it incorporates quite a tale.
You know, it's kind of interesting that they didn't have a lot of the names like completely finalized here.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting.
Especially so close to launch, because I'm pretty sure Super Mario 3D World came out like at the end of this year as well.
Bunk.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna lie, kind of look like Mario like swam through that block a little bit. Yeah. Weird.
I mean, there might be another layer in the background. Like he might
Maybe.
technically be in front of it. I'm not
mean-
sure how it works.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's interesting.
Yeah.
So when do all players get a chance to play? Before the year is over. Last year at E3, a lot of you came away satisfied knowing at last that Kid Icarus was returning. This E3, Mr. Sakurai and Project Sora are happy to provide more details.
Yeah, that's still a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I mean, this was the first, like, actual game he got since the start of the series back in, like, the early 80s.
You know each other?
Yeah.
And, like, I heard it's a really good game. I played a little bit of it, and it had a very unique system for multiplayer from what I remember.
Aren't you worried at all?
Yeah, what was that like?
Well, it's just, like, you had a bunch of different weapons you could equip, and, like, you had the whole 3D battles, and, like, had a very unique control scheme for, like, each weapon. It was pretty interesting. I never got into it, but I know a lot of people were really into the multiplayer of this game. And, like, it had a mix between, like, 3D combat kind of like that, but then you'd have sections like this where it's like an on-rail shooter type thing. Like, it was a very interesting game. And it had a variable difficulty that you could set up as well.
Okay.
Which is why I hope maybe one day we'd get a sequel or something to it, because it's such a unique franchise.
Listen well, Medusa. Your days of darkness are numbered. Prepare to meet the light.
Yeah, you tell her, Pit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and they had the AR cards. I forgot about those.
See, I don't recall this.
So I remember I had some of the AR cards. I looked at them, but I don't really remember doing much with them aside from just like looking at the models.
Battling with Pit on both land and in the air is going to be great. But it gets better. This week on the show floor, you'll be scoring off against several human opponents because you're going to discover 3-on-3 multiplayer action. And one more note. This Kid Icarus will also use those augmented reality cards to conduct battles. The Uprising comes to retail later this year. And finally, let's talk about that new game announcement. Make no mistake, the first brother of video games is back. And he's got his vacuum.
Nice. So I believe I heard that, because this is Dark Moon, you said, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't that good? I heard it wasn't that good. I don't know why exactly, but
I don't know either because I never got around to playing it. I'm not entirely sure like what makes it different from the original. Maybe it just kind of felt repetitive after a while. But
Like,
yeah.
I think that's possible. It like, yeah, I don't know. See, I'd have to play it myself to really know.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, they do have that port coming to Switch eventually.
They do. Ah, they got a mummy ghost. Nice.
Yeah.
Luigi's Mansion 2 is not a simple revision. It's an entirely new game, making extraordinary use of 3D and featuring not just one, but several new mansions. When we first announced Nintendo 3DS a year ago, we said that a wide range of third-party developers were already hard at work on games. Creators from around the world. Now, it's time to show you more of their upcoming work.
Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one.
Yeah, it
I don't
seems
know if it's
like Switchboard guys having issues.
A little bit.
So the Mercenaries 3D. I didn't play it, of course, but I'm trying to think if they had like, because I've been going through Resident Evil lately, and I'm trying to think if this was also ported to Steam. It may have been. I honestly
It
don't
probably
recall.
was.
But so I'm gonna throw this out there. I don't know how exciting this would be. I'm not really too sure, because like the Mercenaries. It's very okay. So I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think how I can really put it, because like, and see, it's actually so hard to like explain, right? Like why this is. I'm not even too sure. But like the Mercenaries in 4 was really good. In 5, I didn't like it. Right? I can't put my finger on why I didn't really like it in 5. I don't remember if they had it in Revelations, because this looks like it's based off of Revelations, I think.
Oh, okay.
Which kind of makes sense. So I don't think I don't know if it was in Revelations as well. I don't recall. If it was, I don't think I played it, or I did for like a tiny bit. I don't know if this would be good. I'm not too sure.
That's fair.
Cause like Mercenaries is fun, but yeah, I don't know. It's Combat 3D. Never played it. The Switchboard guy really is struggling today.
Yeah. Cave Story 3D. I heard this is pretty good.
I think I heard that too. Kind of curious when Ace Combat Assault Horizon came out. That was in 2011. So we haven't seen it. That's interesting. Oh, that's for 3DS. What? Oh, that's Assault Horizon Legacy. Did Assault Horizon come out already? Yeah, in 2011. Okay, I'm kind of sad we didn't see it yet, because I actually do kind of want to talk about Ace Combat Assault Horizon. I could have swore that was shown off at E3. Maybe it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess not.
In fact, the library of games coming for Nintendo 3DS...
Reggie, did you say library? Are you one of those people that say library instead of library, Reggie? Did you do that, Reggie? I can't believe it, Reggie, if you did.
In fact, the library of games coming.
Ah,
from
Reggie,
Nintendo
you
3DS
did it.
is
Oh well, you're pretty cool, so I'll let you have a pass.
That's because a new world of content opened up overnight. Downloading the enhanced internet browser and the Nintendo eShop will move you well beyond anything.
Okay, well maybe for Funyun Rings after this, because I say Funyun Rings now, not just Onion Rings.
Search for Gamin,
I'm expanding my vocabulary. Maybe we'll have a little peek at the Ace Combat Assault Horizons trailer. It's very unrelated to Nintendo, but I kind of want to talk about it. I'll probably do that if we do the show floor.
Demos will also
Yeah, okay.
be available later this year.
Because I want to talk about Assault Horizons
Or retail software.
and how it betrayed me.
Add to this a virtual console service just for Nintendo 3DS.
Yeah, $20 balance, nice.
And that means classic portable games, starting with Game Boy and Game Boy Color. It also means classic console titles, some dating from even before the NES days. Games given new life with a 3D makeover. And to make sure you understand how quick and easy this process is, for a limited time, you'll receive a free 3D version of an old friend, 3D Classics Excitebike.
Nice. Excitebike, pretty fun.
Is now 27 years old. It doesn't get much more retro than that, but it's still a blast. But maybe the biggest download news for Nintendo 3DS concerns one of the biggest franchises in video game history.
Pokemon?
Pokemon.
Yeah.
For the first time, Pokemon will spring to life, not only in 3D, but also in the real world. Owners of the Pokemon Black and Pokemon White versions are familiar with the Pokedex.
Oh, this is Pokemon Dream Radar.
That registers and indexes over 150 new Pokemon. With Nintendo 3DS, an enhanced Pokedex has arrived on the platform.
Oh, the Pokedex app.
When you first start
Huh.
Pokedex 3D,
This was a game, quote unquote, you could buy from the eShop, and it was like completely overpriced. It was like $28, and it basically just gave you the Pokedex entries and like the 3D models and stuff of the Pokemon.
I see, so too much money for what it is. And probably should be free, to be honest.
It was a lot of money. See, I thought you were talking about Dream Radar because it has connections to Black and White, but
essential tool for fans.
yeah. Okay, I didn't realize they revealed that at E3, I forgot.
Pokemon AR marker. And with it,
I see.
the Pokemon image can be superimposed in real-world backdrops, whether that's your living room or the grand.
So this is kind of like a proto Pokemon Go.
You can assemble a scene
Kind
with
of,
several
yeah.
Pokemon together, save it to your SD card, and load it onto your PC to share with your friends.
It's really interesting to see something like this and kind of see the evolution to like what we know, right? Because that literally does just seem like a bit of a proto Pokemon Go, just without like the quote-unquote game part, but it has the AR part, right?
Yeah.
The simple system update, and you'll only need a couple of clicks to find your complimentary Pokedex. It's our gift to you. In all, Nintendo 3DS means social, it means connection, it redefines interaction, and it delivers it all in full 3D display. Of course, there is one more order of business left for us today.
Ooh, what's that?
To make a proper introduction to a new gaming companion. You might remember how the Wii name began to make perfect sense once you started hearing it as Wii. It was clear how much fun we all had playing together, even with people who weren't gamers.
It's still a good name based on like from a marketing perspective.
But in thinking about a new Nintendo system,
It is, yeah.
we knew the prevailing thought would be this. Yes, the game will probably still be right for all of us, but could it also be a perfect fit just for you? And the answer to that question is an emphatic Absolutely. In fact, we're so convinced of it that we put that pronoun right in the name. So today, welcome to the world of WiiU.
Okay, now we're definitely gonna have something to say about this really quick.
It's a
'Cause,
system we will all enjoy together, but also one that's tailor-made for you. The other word associations are easy. Is it unique? Unifying? Maybe even, is it...
So, I do actually want to just, like, talk for a moment, right?
Yeah.
I'll try to make this quick. I'm sure you probably have some stuff to say about this, too. But this is, besides the Virtual Boy, probably one of Nintendo's biggest fumbles.
Yep.
Right? Very easily one of their biggest fumbles. Because, yeah, I didn't even get a Wii U until much later. I ended up getting one, and even then, I don't actually think I even really used it. I have it, but like I don't think I have any games for it. Funnily enough, because I don't know, it's well, it has a couple of problems, right? Like the main notable one with people just not realizing it's a new console, right? Which
Yeah,
is
like,
the problem. Go ahead.
well, yeah, like we'll see as they show it off more, but they didn't make it very clear exactly what it was. And with
Yeah.
the name like the Wii U and like the way the advertising was, it didn't look like it was an actual new console. It just looked like it was a peripheral for the Wii. So a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, I don't want to spend this much money for a peripheral," because you could either get the system for, I believe it was somewhere around $350 Canadian, or you could get just the gamepad by itself for like $100. But like a lot of people didn't really see it necessary and didn't even know it was a separate console.
Yeah, like that's the real kicker with the Wii U. And to be honest, I feel like that's definitely Nintendo's fault, because you have other things like the Wii Fit, right?
Yeah.
So they've already established that if it has Wii in the name plus one other thing, it's probably just a peripheral for that console, right?
Yeah.
It's like a minor thing, but like it's true though. You have so yeah, just calling it the Wii U, not very good, not very smart. And yeah, no, it was a very big flop. And I don't know if the games were just bad on it. I know it had like the screen, right? Which I think was seen as kind of like clunky. Like, would that be correct?
Yeah.
Like, because that is very big, right? Like, it is a very big thing.
Oh, it's very big. It's like a relatively big tablet. It's bigger than the Switch.
Oh yeah. Like, it's big, it's chunky. And like I don't even know how many games utilized it correctly, like the way that it probably should have been used.
I mean, I didn't play a ton of Wii U games, but like the ones I did play, there was very few that actually utilized the second screen. Like aside from Nintendo themselves, because I know they had stuff like Mario Party 10, where they had it a little bit different, where like the people on the Wii remotes were just like the regular players, and then whoever was using the gamepad played as Bowser, and you had like different mini games and stuff depending on that. But most of them, it's like they used it as a map screen. I remember specifically in Tokyo Mirage Sessions, they had a lot of text messages you would get from your friends, and they would pop up on that screen and like stuff like that. But yeah, it really wasn't utilized all that well, especially the touch functionality of it. I don't think a lot of people use that part of it.
Yeah, I forgot I even had that.
I know, right?
And yeah, like this one, I believe, more infamously known for making, I believe, Iwata actually take a pay cut. Right?
Yeah, because Nintendo was actually doing really poorly a couple years into the Wii U generation, so Iwata essentially cut his salary in half so that way he wouldn't have to let people go, essentially.
Yeah, which is very respectable. Right?
It is. He had the philosophy where like he's responsible for the company, decisions he made resulted in this, so therefore he should be doing what he can to help the company, even if it means taking less money home, which I think is really respectable.
Oh yeah, for sure. Very, very respectable. So yeah, so that made Iwata an absolute goat to a lot of people, right? Greatest of all time, right? For people that don't know.
Yeah.
And it's true, and that lasted even to now, I believe, after his passing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Wii U like was such a failure. Like, I know throughout this generation, right? Like, I actually really wondered if Nintendo was gonna have to fold in, like, to fold, you know? Because it really seemed like they were going through such a bad time. You know, like, they were really
Yeah.
struggling throughout this generation. Like, this is kind of where we see the near fall of Nintendo. Who knows? Maybe they actually did come close to having to say goodbye to the company.
I mean, it did. Another thing that I probably should mention is that I don't remember exactly why, but like when they're promoting the Wii U stuff, like during the beginning of the generation, they were very adamant about like not having third-party developers or not supporting third-party developers on the Wii U. So they didn't really have a lot of games that came to the Wii U that weren't really ports for the most part.
Weird. Very
So
weird. See, I don't
I
remember
don't
that.
remember. I don't remember the reasoning, but they did something to discourage third party devs, whether it be like higher fees for test consoles or something. I don't know the specifics. I just remember people were really mad at them because they weren't supporting third party devs. Maybe they just weren't giving them incentives to develop on their console.
Maybe. That's pretty possible.
But yeah, that did hurt the Wii U quite a bit actually, because it's just like aside from like first party Nintendo games, there wasn't really a lot for you to play and buy on there, aside from a few exceptions.
Yeah. So, yeah, the Wii U just a very, very weird and bad decision. Like I said, I really thought they were gonna collapse. I like legitimately had that feeling, which is so weird to think about now, considering how they're probably once again one of the bigger and more popular gaming brands, right? So they bounced back really good.
Well, they did, and I think it's because the 3DS took off as well as it did. It became like a runaway success. And like I feel like if they had bad to moderate sales of the 3DS, Nintendo probably would have had to downsize quite a bit. But the 3DS kind of carried this generation.
I could believe it. And, you know, it's really funny, though, right? Like, from failures, because, like, we probably wouldn't have the Switch if the Wii U didn't come around, you know? Considering the Switch is basically just the Wii U, but, like, actually probably what it should have been, you know? The screen, you know, like, it's crazy, you know?
Like, if they could have made the Wii U basically like the Switch, just like a portable system where you can plug it into a TV, even if it wasn't as, like, sophisticated as, like, the dock, like, I don't know, just say it's an HDMI cable, that would have made it a pretty impressive system at the time, even if it had, like, a really garbage battery life. And, like, I know the original Switch didn't have, like, a super great battery life, because even playing something like Breath of the Wild, the battery runs out in about 2.5 to 3 hours on average. So, like, I don't know, maybe back then it wouldn't have been realistic, because, like, the way they were running it, it might have lasted, like, an hour. But it would have been pretty impressive. But yeah, like, all they really had to do, it really just comes down to the name and the marketing. If they called it the Wii 2 and made it apparent that it was different from the Wii, you know, do like a classic ad where you have someone playing the Wii and then someone comes in with the Wii U and they're like, oh wow, the new system. You know, make it very clear.
Yeah.
Then it probably would have done a lot better.
Probably. So, yeah. But, you know what? We got the Switch out of it, so I guess it's not really, like in hindsight, maybe not. I mean, bad. Still, I mean, the Wii U is still bad, but like I said, we got the Switch out of it, kind of.
Unifying?
Yeah.
Maybe even utopian?
Which, and this is why I always say, like, whenever they do announce a Switch 2, this is actually why I say, like, don't switch, like, don't change it. You know, do not change it. You got a good system there, Nintendo. Do not change the Switch 2 to be just so you can be different and quirky, right?
It's infinitely complex,
because it's too risky.
And yet perfectly simple.
I'm really curious on like what's gonna happen with the next generation. Like, I know we're not gonna hear anything about it at least for a while, and like they'll probably do some kind of Switch 2. But like, I feel like at some point Nintendo's gonna want to do something different, and I'm kind of curious of what direction they'll take it.
At Wii U in action.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because Nintendo really likes being different with their stuff. I just don't think they should really change much with the Switch. Such a good idea.
Baseball. Okay.
I like to think they learned after the Switch, or after the Wii U. That, okay, look, we can be different, but we also need to, like, not take maybe such a big risk.
Yeah.
And, like, this is a good idea, right? Like, see, you can even see here, it looks so much like the Switch, right?
It does.
In so many regards, you know? You just make these two things removable, and then you basically have the Switch.
Yeah.
Nah, that's really good. That guy should work for Nintendo.
Is that the Wii U version of flipping the table?
Seems so.
See, I didn't remember that part of it. Okay, that's really interesting.
Yeah. And see, with something like that, like, what's the point, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I guess it's maybe a bit too gimmicky, is probably part of the problem. And see, they've been showing it with the bounce board, right? Like, another peripheral.
That's true. I kind of forgot they did that too.
So, like, even just looking at this, right? Like, you can kind of, like, your brain would kind of connect it. Oh, Wii Fit, Wii U, peripheral. They're still using the Wii remote. Right? So,
yeah,
you can see why this may have been just confused for a new peripheral and not a new console.
yeah, that's kind of interesting with this
And see another
advertising.
one.
They're only showing the gamepad. They're not even showing like the physical console itself in any of these.
Yeah, right? And like, see, this is another good example because it's on a peripheral again, right?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Video calls. Huh.
Dude, cycling sounds awesome, man.
Okay.
See, crowd likes that. Crowd thinks that's cool. And it is, right?
I
Because
mean,
yeah,
yeah.
you couldn't really do. I don't know if the Wii U could actually do that, but like you didn't really have a thing like, oh, share to TV, kind of like what we do now with stuff, right?
Yeah, because this was before the era of smart TVs. You couldn't just share like YouTube videos on your TV very easily.
Yeah. Sort of go like, whoa, you can take a video and put it on the TV. That's crazy and innovative. And it was, right?
Yeah, that ad is not good. Like it literally just makes it look like a controller.
It does. That's a really bad ad.
I wonder if like initially they were intending on it being just a controller. I don't know.
Have answered some questions, but it probably raised several others too. So please let me provide a little more explanation. Up until now, home console games had to occupy the TV screen in order to be played.
Mm-hmm.
But the new controller for Wii U with 6.2-inch screen built in means you won't need to give up your gameplay when someone else comes into the room and wants to watch a TV program. Of course, it's backward compatible. So all Wii games, Wii remote controllers, and other accessories such as the Wii balance board can be used. For example, to weigh yourself with Wii Fit, there is no need to use the big screen TV. But this device is designed to appeal to all people, particularly the most experienced and dedicated players. We believe you will love the variety of play controls enabled by the new controller. It includes 2 analog circle pads, a plus control
Yeah, see,
pad,
they're putting too much emphasis
as well
on like
as
the
both
controller
L and
itself
ZL buttons.
and how it can be used
Yeah.
with old Wii like systems and peripherals.
Also,
Yeah, that's probably the other part that doesn't help either, is that it also uses the Wii remotes as well,
the
so
WiiU
like,
controller also
yeah.
includes a touch screen, a microphone, speakers, and accelerometers, a gyroscope, and an inward-facing camera. Just as with Nintendo 3DS, Wii U was created so that the widest variety of games can be supported. That means those aimed at experienced players who can handle a number of buttons and circle paths using both their hands, and those games which can be played really intuitively without the need for any button or stylus input. However, please understand that it was not designed to be a portable video game machine, even though it shares some characteristics. The images.
Yeah, that's, I don't know, just even hearing that's interesting considering, like I said, they made the Switch, which is designed to be a portable video game machine.
There is wirelessly
Yeah.
transmitted.
See, this
That's
is
kind of the thing about the Wii U, is like the actual range of the gamepad is not really that long. Like you couldn't necessarily have play in a different room.
Yeah. Oh, you can see the console there. Finally, first
Oh
showing.
yeah.
Right there, just chilling.
Yeah, but it looks like a Wii. That's
It
the thing.
does. It does look like a Wii. It looks like a Wii on its side.
It looks a bit too similar.
But you know, this is the thing I really like about Nintendo, though. Like just watching their stuff, is you can see the evolution of everything, right? It's like, oh
Yeah.
well, here's the Wii. It's like, oh, we're Wii U. Like, oh, it's not designed to be a portable game console. We just want to let you know that. And then it's like many years later they did that. And like I said, the
Yeah.
screen itself, to be fair, isn't much different from this tablet. Like obviously it's thinner, which is good. It was really good, and better battery life. But you know, it's so interesting to watch Nintendo specifically for stuff like this.
Golf using the new
Yeah.
mapper are only a few of the possibilities. We decided on this new structure for Wii U because we want to create a strong bond between games, your TV, and the internet. And also similar one between you, your friends, and your family, all interacting in the same room. This can include web browsing, using the big screen for sharing the photos or videos you found online, or enjoying video chat on the Wii U controller, even while watching a TV program. It's a new structure for home entertainment. But to be sure, the most important factor for gamers is how this new structure can be incorporated into gameplay. So, let's hear first from the developer who has given the most thought
Interesting. He had like a pause moment there.
to new possibilities. Mr. Miyamoto.
We can make games that you play only in the palm of your hands, even when something else is on TV. And we can also make entertainment that uses both the TV and the smaller screen. It's up to the designers to decide how to use this, based on what is
And
best
no
for the
one
games they're
did.
making.
That's true.
Ability, so the games can be designed both ways. More than anything, I'm really looking forward to new styles of play in ways we haven't thought of yet. I think this has a lot of possibilities. And there are so many, we're just trying to decide where to begin. I think there won't be a shortage of ideas. I think as the third-party developers are also thinking up all of their own new ideas, then our vision for the future of the Wii U console will include numerous ways to play.
Please look for the full Iwata Asks interview in text format at e3.nintendo.
I kind of forgot about Iwata Asks.
As Mr. Miyamoto
Yeah, me too.
stated, we are facing an unusual situation. And as a developer myself, I also feel this. New ideas are popping up one after another. And we are not alone. A few months ago, I explained the concept of WiiU to Mr. Sakurai, who was developing Kid Icarus. We were discussing which platform his next game should be developed for Nintendo 3DS or Wii U. What Mr. Sakurai suggested then was a specific idea to make Smash Brothers for both
There you go, Smash Brothers mention.
and
Woo!
Wii U. To make it work
Crowd does love Smash Brothers.
on both platforms. Well, since his team is still involved in the final work for the Kid Icarus, maybe I shouldn't go into any details today. But I think I have just promised you that Smash Brothers will be developed for Nintendo 3DS and for Wii U, and that the software will work together in some fashion. Of course, this is a product for the future. But here in LA, there is Wii U software to play this week. Let me call Reggie back onto the stage and ask him to explain.
Thank you, Mr. Iwata. Stating that Wii U will change the way you play games is a pretty bold assertion. So this week, we're providing tangible proof.
So, you know, I know this conference is going to end soon, right? But I kind of realized,
Different interactive experiences.
unless I'm misremembering,
Please
we're not really seeing graphs
those from
anymore
Nintendo are not prototypes
at
of
E3.
No.
full games. They're just
I think
interactive
because...
demonstrations.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'll say I don't think in the last couple of years that really any of the companies have talked about sales specifically. Like they kind of seem to have cut that part out.
Yeah. I think they probably just realized that no one was really here for that.
Yeah.
So it's like
I
cut
mean, it
that out
makes
and just show
sense.
more games.
Well, yeah, because if you're going to be broadcasting it to a bigger audience, especially, that's kind of when they started putting it online. It doesn't really make sense to have the sales information because I mean, the people who want to know about that are probably going to come to your more private like interviews and stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so you kill that flower. Oh. Interesting. It's like, man, those graphics sure look good.
I would say that's nice, but like, what is it for?
More experiences.
I think it's just to show off like how powerful the Wii U is, maybe.
Controller can change things.
I know, that's just weird. I guess they probably don't have any games like actually ready.
I mean, probably not.
New Super Mario Brothers Wii.
Like, and I'm not gonna lie, like that did look okay, but it still looked not as good as like what you
Super Mario Brothers Mii.
will get from like their
Your
competitors.
Mii plays right
Yeah.
alongside Mario, and you could watch the action on either of the
So I mean, we're probably gonna see the PS4 relatively soon,
The new controller can now
Probably.
and the Xbox One probably maybe even see it next year.
spread it all around you, letting you peer into it from
See, I
any
don't quite
angle.
remember because I know it was released in
This one is
2013, and I
called
do know
Shield Pose.
the year they revealed the PS4 and the
If you
Xbox
don't move
One,
the new controller
they
back
were
and
done in
forth,
the
up
same
and down,
year. But I don't remember if that would have been next year or 2013.
from all directions and find their mark.
Yeah, because like the Wii U came out. Because when did that came out?
Form of
That was that also 2013?
Face Me is
That might have come out
set
first, so maybe
virtually in the
it's
Nintendo world.
next year
But
that
world
they'll
looks
announce
very
it.
different depending whether you're playing
It was
on the Wii
released
remote
in late
or
2012,
the new
apparently.
controller. If you've
Oh,
got the
okay.
new
So it was the
controller,
first in the
you've
8th
got
generation
first
video
on
game
view
consoles.
of the four folks
Yeah.
trying
Which
to
means the
catch you.
1 and PS4 probably did come out in 2013. So we might see the... Yeah, so we probably will see
On
the
the
consoles
show
next
floor,
year.
Make sure to try both perspectives.
Well, yeah, they might have a very brief thing kind of like this saying, hey, it's a thing. But we probably don't get the in-depth stuff until 2013, if I had to guess.
Two galactic fighters
And
on the ground are
maybe...
suiting up at
Let's
a
see, when did...
spaceship.
Cause when exactly did these
There,
two come out?
The pilot is looking down, blasting away from his
I mean, the Xbox One came out in November 2013, so possibly.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
But man, it's a lot of fun. Now, to repeat, what I've just described
Yeah, PS4 also
are
came out in November.
prototypes, not actual
Yeah.
games. But I can announce
Funnily enough, Wii U
one
also
title
came out in November,
that
just
is
a year
in
earlier.
for Wii U.
I mean, a lot of consoles will release in November if they're doing holiday because they want it early enough before Christmas that people can find it, right?
Yeah.
A Warner Brothers Entertainment Company. This will be a new installment in the LEGO series that sold over 60 million copies in North America and Europe. More than half of those have sold on Nintendo platforms. So it only seems fitting that LEGO City Stories, a new open-world game packed with action, humor, and a whole city full of LEGO vehicles, is coming exclusively to both Wii U and Nintendo 3DS. In fact, developers from around the world see the vast promise of Wii U. But you don't have to take my word for it.
Nah, apparently,
Here's a sample
not many
of what they're
actually.
saying.
Once we saw the new console together with the new controller, my mind immediately started racing to what we can do with this in the world of sports.
And there was total shock and amazement, from the team.
I call it the Swiss Army knife of controllers. It does absolutely everything you could want.
This new controller really revolutionizes the traditional pad. Connectivity, advanced graphic, an engaging interface.
The ability to have asymmetrical gameplay. So one player can be doing one thing, one other player
Yeah, okay, so this is pretty interesting. So I got kind of curious because I wanted to see like how many games were actually released on the Wii U. And
Yeah.
it was like different types, obviously, right? So it's like 1,382.
a full console experience that's getting streamed.
Now, I wanted to compare that to the Wii, which was 2,560.
Full, like hardcore
So
gaming experience.
half
Yeah.
of the games.
On this, on this smaller screen. That's a really revolutionary thing for me as a gamer.
But it also means we can
Oh,
make
PS3.
games of a sort that we were never able to make before.
5,146.
It's a platform
Wow,
I think
really?
that's gonna really
Apparently.
revolutionize what's happening in console.
I didn't realize there's that many PS3 games.
We're planning
Yeah, apparently there's a lot.
I thought there was a lot more Wii games because of all the shovelware.
Apparently, PS3 took that title.
Huh, interesting.
Arkham City.
Xbox 360 has 4,788.
Assassin's Creed, you can just imagine
Okay, so it had very
multiplayer
few
world
titles.
like with multiple screens. And our Ghost Recon Online will leverage the fantastic connectivity
Yeah, so-
of the new controller.
Yeah, so you were right. Compared to the other systems, yeah, the Wii U got very few.
Seems like Nintendo sort of heard the voice
Yeah.
of the hardcore gamer.
We couldn't be more excited to be able to bring the power of EA Sports to Nintendo's new console.
Now, I think it's possible that the PS3 and 360 might be a bit inflated because they're probably also counting like the arcade and the store games, right?
Probably, yeah.
So to be fair, they probably do have more based on that. But even like having half of the Wii U title or the Wii titles, that's also saying quite a lot, you know.
I do wonder if the number on the Wii U is also counting like virtual console games too.
Oh, maybe. I mean, if it is, then that's kind of sad, actually.
Because I know there was a couple virtual console games, at least ones that I played, that were only on the Wii U and weren't on the 3DS. So they might be counting at least those ones.
Maybe.
Also, Darksiders, pretty fun game.
Dirt. Yeah, so showing off some Darksiders 2, some dirt. This never happened, did it?
Didn't it? I thought it did. Or
Am I thinking of a different one? Hold on, let me see.
I mean, I think this game came out. I don't know if it came out on the Wii U. But this was the one with like the really bad AI, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, this one did not come out on the Wii U, but it did come out on the PS3 and 360.
Okay.
So funny, one of the games in their conference didn't actually come out on that system.
Yeah, it's
What
pretty
Metro
funny.
Last Light? Did Last Light come out on that?
Huh.
Let me see, Metro.
Isn't Metro Last Light like the second game in the series?
I believe so.
That's really weird. Like, I wonder if Metro 2020 or 2033 even came out on the Wii or the Wii U.
You know what? Metro Last Light did not come out on the Wii U.
Oh, okay, I guess it doesn't matter. I was gonna say it's a little weird that they have the sequel coming out without the first one, right?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of sad. I wonder if some of these devs, like, I wonder why they'd pull out. Maybe the Wii U just couldn't handle the games.
I think that's a big part of it because they were kind of specking up for like the 8th gen, and the PS4 and the Xbox One were so different in terms of power.
Yeah.
And, well, it's just they didn't want to put it on the Wii U. And then when it didn't sell very well, like, it gave them less incentive to make stuff on there.
Yeah. Like, Ninja Gaiden was actually released on the Wii U. I was kind of curious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. I think just, yeah, a lot of devs just kind of upped their game a little bit, and Wii U couldn't really hack it.
Yeah, because from what I understand, it wasn't just a simple port job because of the power difference. So, like, a lot of devs didn't really consider the time and energy really worth it.
Yeah, and you know, I guess it probably makes porting a pain in the ass too, right? Like between systems, just because of the weird screen controller that the Wii U has.
Oh yeah.
You gotta like have essentially a special build like for the Wii U.
Yeah, because even if you basically do nothing with the gamepad, you still have to have the functionality of like the touchscreen and the way it works on there, I imagine.
Yeah.
And the Wii remotes.
Yeah. So despite their optimism with saying, look at these developers that are excited, I don't think a lot of actual developers would be really excited. They'd probably see this as, okay, well, how do we incorporate it? And how do we make it so it can, like, this can kind of work on all the 3 systems, you know?
Yeah.
The CEO of EA, Mr. John Ricatello.
And like I think even now, I think that's kind of why a lot of Wii U games aren't really ported anywhere else, just because how do you do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's the exceptions with the Nintendo ones where they ported a decent amount of their games to the Switch, but most of the other ones, yeah, will probably never be ported.
Yeah.
Based on a stunning breakthrough in game technology. What Nintendo's new
Okay, how many of these games would end up on the Wii U? Let's see. Because they're showing off games like Dragon Age. I don't think that was on the Wii
Yeah,
U.
I think that's Dragon Age 2.
I don't think Dead Space would have been on the Wii U. Or Mass Effect.
Mass Effect might have been. That's Mass Effect 3, isn't it? Or is it Mass Effect 2? That's Mass Effect 2.
That's 2. Let's see. Like, I know they're not showing this specifically to be like, oh, is it going on the Wii U? But,
yeah.
You know, they're showing them. So, Well, I guess it was on the Wii U. Well, Mass Effect 3 was. Huh. Interesting. Called Mass Effect 3 Special Edition. Right. Okay, so maybe some of these did come out on the Wii U.
To the players of EA Sports and EA Games. Nintendo new console will produce brilliant high-definition graphics and new gameplay opportunities. We look forward to seeing great EA content on this new platform. Imagine playing football with an innovative new controller that takes all that data, all of that play calling off the big screen, leaving you with a sharper, more personal, more immersive HD experience. Imagine a shooter like Battlefield with jaw-dropping graphics and smooth character animations of the Frostbite engine, brought to you on a Nintendo system, that breakthrough controller. Now imagine those games with an open online functionality that allows you to download new content, find matches, compete on leaderboards, and participate in a global community. And finally, imagine these EA games on a console with content, gameplay, and community that can be extended to mobile, social networks, as well as the web. Over the past months, we've been telling our employees and consumers that EA is undergoing a transformation. We're changing games from a thing that you buy to a place that you go. Nintendo's next console is truly transformational as well.
Don't know what game that is. Managed a lot of Sims. I guess maybe it is Sims because it's EA, but
Maybe, I'm not too sure.
I do see Army of Two right there.
Between Nintendo and Electronic Arts. Thank you. We can't wait to see EA games on this new system.
Let's see how many EA games were actually on the system. How many?
Thank you, John. I want to conclude this morning by asking you to consider 4 platforms.
Oh. Actually, what?
Nintendo DS.
Hey, hold on. Is this actually accurate?
What?
I don't know because it said in total EA made 4 Wii U games. So
those are probably all in like the first year or so, huh?
I mean, probably. That can't be real, right?
Like, does it say which games?
Let's see. Let's see. Need to go down an article so you can tell I'm being bombarded by ads.
Yeah.
I mean, I presume. Well, it says one of them was Need for Speed Most Wanted. That was the last one, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it says just 6 months into Wii U's life, EA revealed that it no longer had any Wii U games in development. The unprecedented partnership had come to an abrupt end.
Yeah.
I do wonder what games they did have then. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can actually like find because I'm curious. Cause here's a list of games. I do see a list of devs and publishers. So let me put in. Oh my god, if I can spell electronic. I can't spell at all. Electronic. There you go. If I type in Electronic Arts. What if I type in like EA? Just like in general. Sorry about this. I'm just like really curious. Okay, I'm only seeing 2 games on this list from Electronic Arts. And that's Need for Speed Most Wanted, Wii U, and Mass Effect 3 Special Edition.
Okay.
So I don't know what the other 2 could be. I don't know why they're saying 4. And this one guy says made 3 games. So I don't know. It almost doesn't seem like people really know how many games they even made for the Wii U. I guess Madden and FIFA were like the other 2. Madden 13 and FIFA 13. That's really sad.
That is, yeah.
Man, imagine giving EA like a speaking point in your conference and going like, "Oh, we'll have an unprecedented partnership. We're excited for the console." And then the console comes out and then 6 months later they're like, "Yeah, we're not making any more games for you. We'll give you like 4 of them, and 2 of them are going to be sports games." You know?
Yeah.
Nintendo 3DS.
That's, oh my god, that's actually so sad.
Think about what they represent.
Okay, so I found a Wikipedia page
Yes.
that says that they made FIFA Soccer 13, Madden NFL 13, Mass Effect 3, and Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Okay, so those are the 4. All right, well, thank you for confirming.
The 2 screens
Yeah.
and touch screen of Nintendo
That is
Man.
pretty interesting, though.
That's that makes me feel so bad. That really shows you how poorly the Wii U was doing. EA did not want to touch it, right?
Yeah.
Because like 6 months in, what probably happened, I think that I saw this in the article, is that they suspect that EA just saw how poorly like the Wii U was doing in like the general market share, right?
Yeah.
And just decided to call it quits.
I
Probably
mean, yeah.
too much money to develop for. Not enough, money gonna be coming back. We'll just stick to the Xbox One and the upcoming PS4, right? The upcoming Xbox One and PS4.
I mean, yeah. There's not enough people to justify it on a system like that, especially with the extra costs. I do find it kind of funny, though, looking at this list, because FIFA 14 and 15 came out on the 3DS as well.
Okay, that's funny.
And it's just like,
outside to the same tables where you checked in. It's a special chance to get a jump start on the show. When you're over at the convention center, there's also hands-on with 8 Wii U experiences, as well as a celebration of Zelda, the 25th anniversary celebration of Zelda.
I'm so sorry you had to get lumped in with this Zelda.
For all of you who've been watching online,
yeah.
first
So
of all,
8 Wii U experiences, so are those just like tech demos with a gamepad?
Probably.
This year, the Nintendo Network is back at E3, and it's even better. Our crews will be waiting in the line so you won't have to. And here's what they'll bring you. Daily updates, exclusive content for game fans around the world, interviews with key developers, and an in-depth look at our revolutionary new controller for Wii U. On top of that, look for the newest game trailers and game guides for titles we announced today. It truly is material you won't see anywhere else. So please check back regularly at e3.nintendo.com. In short, at home or on site here in LA, you've got incredible new game worlds to explore this week. On behalf of all of us, thanks for your attention today, and let the exploration begin. Enjoy the show.
Okay, Solid 3D. Interesting. I don't recall that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Metal Gear Solid 3D Snake Eater. I guess it's another port of 3. I don't know if it's good or not.
So, I'm going to go ahead and just actually say that this might be the first year that no one necessarily wowed me.
Yeah.
I'm not like super wowed by like anything I've seen in all 3 of the conferences. Some of them were better, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just was not wowed. I was actually expecting Nintendo to wow me a bit more, but I didn't really get anything out of this. Like, it's like I saw games, which was nice, but it I don't know. It didn't seem like it had the heart to it. And that may have been just because they spent so much time like on the Wii U, maybe?
They spent a lot of time on the Wii U. It didn't really clarify what it was. They showed like I think it was like 5 or 6 3DS games, and then they had about like 10 to 15 minutes of like Zelda stuff.
Yeah. Just talking
So,
about like the
like,
anniversary.
yeah, because like overall, I don't think it's necessarily a bad conference, but there really wasn't a whole lot to it. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know, like, I would say overall it was enjoyable enough to watch, but I think in terms of like actual content, I think Sony wins this year.
I think you might be right. Cause yeah, I don't know. Like I'm actually like I'm a little disappointed to be honest. Cause I don't know. I was really expecting Nintendo to once again come out and make me go like, wow, man, like this is kind of
Yeah.
exciting stuff, right? But I didn't get any of that. Like I mean, they had good stuff. I can't say they didn't, right?
Yeah, like all the stuff they showed off looked really good, at least for the first party games. Like obviously they showed stuff for the Wii U, but not a ton. But yeah, their first party
Yeah.
games, they're all really good games, but there really wasn't that much. Like we already knew about Mario Kart. We already knew there was a Mario game coming to 3DS. We already knew about Kid Icarus. Like the only real new one we never heard about before was Luigi's Mansion 2.
Yeah.
Like they just didn't have a lot to it. And I mean like the Zelda music and medley was really cool. And you know, it was kind of nice to be able to celebrate the anniversary and
Mhm.
see more Skyward Sword.
Mhm.
But like yeah, they didn't really have a lot to show this year. It was mostly just them talking about the Wii U and then not making it clear what the Wii U was.
Yeah. You know, like I will say I do feel thoroughly whelmed by this year's E3. Like
Yeah, I'm very whelmed.
yeah, I think you're right that I think Sony does edge it out a little bit. Like I can't go back. I mean, I'm still obviously like teetering a little bit.
Yeah.
The last time I did decide that Sony did beat out Microsoft a little bit. Like by a
Yeah.
smidgen to me, right? To you probably a little bit more, but to me it was a lot tighter. So I do think you're right that Sony does kind of win this year, but not by much for me. Right?
Yeah, like I don't think Sony wins by much. They mostly just win because they had a lot more content. Their conference wasn't like obnoxiously long and it wasn't as boring as like the Microsoft one.
Yeah, and for me they didn't have as many like baby games, which, you know,
Yeah.
I
I
appreciate
mean, baby
from the
games are
E3
not
showing.
good. But yeah, there wasn't really a whole lot of substance. Like that's definitely one of the most lackluster years we've ever seen. Like I don't know, if I had to rate it, I'd probably rate pretty much all 3 of these like under 50%. Like they're really all mediocre.
Yeah, this is a pretty mediocre V3. You know, let's see. Here's the thing, too, right? Nobody watching this can ever say that I have an idea of what exactly is going to happen because when we finished the Sony one, I believe maybe I cut it out because of the word static issue, but I did say at one point during that, I'm like, I feel like Nintendo was gonna make me really excited. I'm gonna feel like Nintendo was probably gonna win. So, you know, this should prove that I don't. It's not like I remember or know what's gonna happen. I don't look things up beforehand. I had no idea Nintendo's would be this underwhelming, like
Yeah.
from what I was expecting. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Like I said, I knew the 2010s got like pretty bad for a while. I guess maybe we are seeing that with the advent of like the motion control. See, I remember it getting really not as good when the motion controls get introduced. So I guess we have hit that point.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because of the motion controls even, but maybe just I don't know, maybe the conferences just start getting not as good. I'm sure we're going to have some fun ones still. But man,
Yeah.
crazy. Okay, so we're both on the same wavelength that Sony probably took it home this year. Not by much, but they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. So congratulations to you, Sony. Maybe other people watching maybe have their own opinion. Did you think Nintendo won? Were you more of like an Xbox fan? You know, let us know. I'd be really curious because this is probably the closest I've actually been personally between two of them, with Nintendo not actually being a contender.
Yeah, this is definitely the closest that they've been, and it's definitely the closest all 3 companies have been to each other.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I did say Nintendo wasn't really a contender. To me, I guess it's still like mostly between 360 and Sony. But
Yeah.
that's honestly mostly because they showed off new games, right? Whereas like you
Yeah.
said, Nintendo just showed us games that we kind of already knew about, like Mario Kart. Of course, there's gonna be Mario Kart. You know, like Star Fox 3D. That's cool, I guess, but you know, it's still like is a remake. I don't know. Yeah, like you're right. This is probably the first year that we've really seen where they've been all like really close, right?
Yeah.
Where no one's blown us away, and also no one's really been like terrible. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So everybody else, please feel free to let us know. I don't know. Weird year. Maybe hopefully 2012 is better. I have my doubts, but hopefully 2012 is better. We'll have to wait and see for that one.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure now. If I'm lying here, you guys will immediately see us going to 2012. If I'm not lying, we should have a couple of show floor things, which I'm excited to see. So,
yeah,
we'll see about that. All right. So is that it for the moment then, Megan?
Yeah.
All right. So in that case, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. We hope you all enjoyed. But for now, it's time to cue the outro. So Fraggo, and we shall catch you guys later.
Bye.